Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Ardesia Linear LED Pendant. This is the 139666. This is going to be using actual Vermont slate that's quarried here right in our beautiful state. So the Slate Valley is a 20-mile stretch that runs basically from around where Hubbardton Forge is in Castleton, Vermont, along the western side with New York State, right on that line, right down to just about Dorset, Vermont. So if you guys ever have a chance to come up here, there's a lot of cool towns that are in that valley, have a lot of history going on. The quarries date back almost 200 years. Some of them are going almost back to the 1700s. And the quarry that's used to make this slate for this fixture is one of those quarries. So it's your chance to have a little bit of Vermont right in your own home. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. And we're going to talk about the fixture body. That's going to be independent of the rods that it's hanging from, coming in at 16.4 inches high. So the width on it, which is your left to right, that would run along your table, is coming in just a hair under 52, so 51.9, and the depth on it is coming in at 5.3. Now the overall height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the actual ceiling itself. It's the entire thing. So bottom of this fixture is the bottom of that slate right to your ceiling. It's going to give you a pretty good range, 27.7 at its shortest, 57.7 at its longest. If you need yours to be longer than 57.7, drop a quick email to me and say you're looking at the 139666. Tell me a solid number of what you need. Could be 108, could be 208, but we can do way up to a second story. So don't be afraid to ask the question. I'm going to take your email, send it to Hubbardton Forge's Customs Department, and get an answer for you. Adds a little time and money, but we do customs every day. It's not a big deal. If you're using this on a slope ceiling, it's slope ceiling adaptable already to 45 degrees if you are running along the slope and not down the slope. If you're running the other way, we have a custom version of this we can do. Good idea if you're using a slope ceiling on this to drop me a quick email. Again, tell me you're looking at the 139666. You can send pictures, images of the setup that you have with your table and how it is underneath the ceiling, so I can see which way you're going to be going with this. Okay, why don't we get into a couple other things, and let's talk about these rods and this whole rod system of how it goes together. So this is going to be using a system of interconnected rods that are basically screwed together, and a good way to show you information about that is we're going to look at the installations instructions right now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen midway down. You're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you all the nice little parts, how they go together. It's going to show you the canopy up in the ceiling is 5.3 inches wide by 14.8 inches long. It's going to go over your standard 4-inch junction box, but also this is going to be hanging also from places where you're going to be attaching this to the ceiling. And a cool way when you're to see inside of that canopy is to look at the line drawings and all these technical drawings that are on that page. It's going to give you an insight into all of that. That canopy is about that thick, and it's holding a transformer and a driver because this is a low voltage LED pendant. It's going to take your line voltage and transform it down to low voltage to get down there. You're going to notice also on that page there's going to be a chart. So that chart is going to have a whole bunch of overall heights on it, measured from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling. It's going to show you which combinations of which of these rods you're going to use to get to all of the different combinations or the overall heights that are listed there. So you're going to be getting 6 of the 12-inch, you're going to get 2 of the 6-inch, you're going to be getting 2 of these, the 3-inch just to begin with. And there's a whole bunch of these little threaded pieces like this. So there's threading on both ends of the pipes, and then it's going to go into there. To put this together is very simple. You're going to put probably a good-sized table down ready, put a blanket down, and then you're going to put your fixture down. The slate doesn't go on until the whole thing is installed up. So put the slate off to the side. Put your fixture down, the part that has the LEDs on it. You're going to figure out which of these you're going to be using to get to those overall heights that you need, or overall height that you need. You're going to put those little parts down, and you're basically going to feed the wire through the little parts one by one. So you're going to go through a connector, through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe. You're going to exit that canopy, and then you're just basically going to screw them together. It's very, very simple. So the technology that Hubbardton does and the engineering is really awesome on this. So when you put them together, you're going to notice that it's super tight, and you can barely even see the line. The seam is really, really tight on these. It's a nice, elegant way to hang one of these up. Okay, why don't we kind of move on from there a little bit, and why don't we talk about the lighting down below and how much light you're going to get out of this. Like I said, it's a low voltage LED setup. There's a frame on the bottom. The frame is basically going to be holding an acrylic diffuser that's going to have slots, and that's where those pieces of slate sit inside the slots. Circling back to those installations instructions, you're going to be able to see how that all works. So go back and check those out, because it's a good way to see it in action, basically, before you even do it. Anyway, so you have two long sides. You have those 53-inch long sides, and each side is going to contain a row of LEDs. They're going to be shooting light through the diffuser at each other, so the light's going to be going this way. When it hits the diffuser, it goes up and it goes down, and it bathes those pieces of slate. So they're just going to be like a beautiful piece of art installation in your house. This is going to be pumping out a lot of light, 1,930 lumens all in. Remember, half of that's going to go up, half of that's going to go down, so you have to remember that. It's also using 3000 Kelvin LEDs. That's what we like to use in our showroom when you watch these videos. Talk about that all the time. That is not a super yellow light, and it's definitely not that bluish white light like an overcast day or a hospital waiting room. That is 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. What we like to use in our showroom is 3,000 Kelvin. That's the light coming down in my hands right now. So that's coming down on this table. It's warm white, soft white, 3,000 Kelvin. That's right there, and that's what this fixture is going to be using. It's also a dimmable fixture, as is. There's nothing you have to do to it except make sure you tell your installer to put the correct dimmer on the wall that's used for LED fixtures. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus, you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.